Please don't bother me, I'm on my lunch break. Pizza, burger, sandwich, lunch break, tofu, salad, hot dog, lunch break.
Welcome to another edition of Lunch Break. I'm Kathleen.
And I'm AJ.
And today we are joined by were you about to say special guest? Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, special guest?
Yes.
It's a special and a unique guest, I would say. And I promise I'll introduce you before I just say a whole paragraph. But kind of different way of the food industry, different side of things.
Definitely different from any guest that we've had before.
That's true. Totally unique. Anyways, welcome.
On the show is Danielle Southern.
Oh, sorry. I guess your name,
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. And yes, I would say I am a unique case because I'm still trying to figure out my niche.
Yeah.
So I've been calling myself a freelance dietitian. Basically, that means a lot of the jobs that I've worked with have been either temp positions or as needed. So I've worked with long-term care facilities, the hospital, athletes, lawyers, cooking demos, so all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lot of fun. It's pretty flexible.
So what does a freelance dietitian do? So you've worked with a bunch of different industries. So when you go in, you're telling them eat this food, don't eat that food. Is that kind of what the deal is?
Not quite. Moderation.
Okay.
It kind of depends on the situation. So for the hospital and long-term care, it's a lot of people are malnourished or don't have appetites. So we try to assess that and feed them foods that they want to eat, because I know a lot of times they're sick, don't really have any interest in it. So even if it's just a nutrition supplement, it's better than nothing. But for the law firm, a lot of those, I get confused between clients, residents, patients.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those clients are pretty motivated to make some changes. So with them, it might be
like switching from fried chicken to grilled chicken?
Yeah, they want to be less chunky.
Yes, or timing their meals so they don't skip breakfast, which a lot of lawyers do apparently.
Their days are so hectic. I could see them needing help. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of crazy schedules
So
over there.
is eating breakfast? So I've heard back and forth, a bunch of different pros and cons for eating breakfast in the morning. Do you find it necessary to eat breakfast in the morning?
I'm a proponent of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are the benefits of eating a morning breakfast, as morning is generally
A morning breakfast as opposed to a night breakfast.
Well,
you could eat breakfast for dinner.
True.
So what are the benefits of eating breakfast as opposed to not
a meal in the morning?
Yes.
So let's say you ate dinner the night before at 6 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
and you don't eat lunch until noon. So
that's me. That is me. That's the definite. I have cough. Sorry, I'm detracting you.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So that is a very long stretch of time without having any food in your system, and your body is going to rely on whatever nutrients you would take in at breakfast. So your carbs to give you the energy that you need to stay focused, and the protein to help you stay fuller longer. So if you don't skip it, if you do skip it,
you're not going to have those nutrients in your system.
Yeah, and if it's also a key time that you could be getting those vitamins and minerals, and if you're skipping the meal, you're skipping out on that opportunity.
Sure.
What about
Intermittent fasting?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I've actually heard a lot about that, and that's where you
go long periods of time.
Well, it's kind of like what you just said. You go from maybe 8 o'clock until noon the next 8 o'clock p.m. the night before until noon the next day without eating.
Yeah, there's different kinds of it. There's, like you said, taking that big stretch of time, or if you want to be really extreme, not eating more than a couple hundred calories in a day and then feasting the next day. And there has been some research that shows that it can help lower blood sugar levels. It's not going to cure diabetes or anything. There's not enough research to show that it actually leads to weight loss, just because you're fasting yourself in that time, but as soon as you start eating that normal meal again, whatever water weight you lost is just gonna come back.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing the dietitian thing?
So I've been a registered dietitian for about a year and a half. Found out that I wanted to be a dietitian in high school, so I've been...
Why? What inspired you? I'm sorry. I love hearing these stories.
No problem. I grew up in an Italian family, so lots of good food all the time.
Spaghetti.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pasta.
Chicken parmesan, so good. And just very sedentary, didn't really do much. And during the snowpocalypse of like 2012, 2010,
Yeah.
we lived at the bottom of a hill, so we were snowed in longer than everybody else. And so I decided to just take a walk on a treadmill, and that kind of kickstarted it. And with that, my brother and I at the same time wanted to start getting healthier. And so just as the more I learned about nutrition.
I have not heard a ton of stories of people exercising during the snowpocalypse.
Yeah.
Most of the stories I hear are I bought tons of beer and tons of food and just drank and
That's
ate.
what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, I was like 15, so no beer at the time. But
Okay, yeah. Fair.
So maybe some soda pop?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7 days in, just getting stir crazy, had to do
You were
something.
you were in there 7 days?
I think so.
Holy
Because
cow.
we were shaded for
Yeah.
the most part, so we did not have 4-wheel drive either.
Bummer.
That was what, January 2011?
2011 or 2010.
Yeah, that was when I was in college because it happened my freshman year and my senior year. And we took our soda pop,
Sody pop,
soda pop,
your Coke.
our Coca-Cola, and cheese. We had like blocks of cheese and we would put it on our patio to stay cold because our power went out. And so we saved the
So like
important essentials.
you were just eating cheese and drinking Coke during the snowpocalypse?
No, that's just what we saved from the fridge
Why didn't you save it all?
because we still had the dining hall. So we'd go eat there. We didn't have to
They
make
still
our
had
meals.
power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. College probs, you know.
Did you enjoy your college food?
Yes.
And Danielle, you work with Kennesaw State, is that correct?
Yeah, I do cooking demos.
Okay. What kind of like
That's
for
cool.
the students there?
For the freshman like wellness PE class.
Okay.
The school partnered, they got a grant to teach incoming freshmen cooking skills kind of to increase their confidence.
That's smart.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the grant just ended like last week.
Okay.
So I'm sad about that. But I got really, really good at cooking chili lime chicken tacos.
Ooh.
'Cause that is the only thing I cooked.
Really?
Yes, but they are amazing
And everyone was very receptive to that.
for the most part.
So what goes into a chili lime taco?
Lots of seasonings, lots of lime,
Mm-hmm.
lime zest.
I'm guessing some tortillas,
Yes.
and probably some chicken.
Yeah, I would say chicken.
Could you do it
peppers,
with
onions.
Could you do it with tofu?
You could.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea. I was trying to tell people different protein sources, and I completely forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm. For Kathleen, at least.
Yeah.
Or beans, you know.
Yeah, we had beans with it as well.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to keep talking about chili lime
Yeah,
tacos.
go for
But
it.
so was that your first time like teaching people how to cook, or so you said that you work with like athletes or people in the hospital, but do you mainly teach them what to eat or how to cook? I was going to say what to eat or how to eat, but I think they know how to eat. So how to cook.
I would say how to cook mostly sticks with the cooking demos. Otherwise, if it's an athlete, for instance, I had a girl who had very low iron, and so it was impacting her race times, and she had low energy all the time. So we talked about vegetarian and non-vegetarian iron sources, things that she could do to help her fuel better, not feel better during her race and recovery afterwards. But if it's a lawyer, then, like I said before, timing their meals right, or just when they go home, if they don't feel like cooking, things that are easy to.
So it's a lot
prepare.
about personalizing a plan for specific peoples.
Definitely.
Because it seems like everyone is different. I know that I'm different.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, meeting them where they're at,
Yeah.
because you're never going to see somebody who has the same nutrition.
Sure. So example, for like someone like me who works in an office, I don't really enjoy making breakfast. Like when I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, try to get going, sit on the couch, watch some TV. What, for someone just like the typical average Joe, what would you recommend? Like, would it be like a specific plan? Would we need to like meet more like one-on-one about like specific goals, or would it just be kind of something like, here's like a general idea of what you could do?
Even that's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Because it would also depend on how motivated you are to make those changes.
So I'm not well, I would be motivated to eat. I wouldn't be motivated to actually make something. Like, I don't want to pull out my frying pan and cook something up.
Yeah.
But if I could like grab something and put it into my mouth, I'd do that.
Yeah. So in that scenario, I think it could be either an active way or a passive way. Passive would be giving you a handout and telling you to look at it on your own time. The more active way was that we would sit down in a session and I would talk about the foods that you generally like, foods that you absolutely hate, things that might not take too much time to prepare, but might involve microwaving something, seeing if you would be willing to do that.
I could probably do that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Be bothered to microwave.
Is cereal a good option in general, or is that even tricky?
Depends on the cereal, right?
The more I learn about nutrition, the more I realize there's never a concrete answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would depend on the cereal itself.
Do you still use the food pyramid?
We do not.
No? Well, because in school,
Yeah, we were taught that. Mhm.
we always, on the bottom was the bread. And then,
Grains and
yeah. And then above that, was that fruit and vegetables?
Ye-
Like there was half of it fruit, half of it vegetables. And then I
Yeah.
think meats was on top of that.
protein. Yeah.
Oils.
Yeah. And then sugar on top.
Yeah.
But you don't use that.
After the food pyramid, there was a short time where it was remodeled to like the vertical sections, but now we use My Plate, which is kind of the same thing, but it looks like a plate where half of your plate is fruits and veggies, a quarter is protein, a quarter is
Grains?
yes,
That's the one.
and then dairy on the side.
Oh, dairy on the side. So like a glass of milk?
Or yogurt, cheese. And I like it because a lot of times it's hard for people to get all 5 food groups during a meal, but it's a very colorful picture. You can easily see what the food groups are. And if you suggest to somebody, maybe try doing 3 food groups during breakfast and then a different 3 during lunch.
Well, that also makes sense because you generally eat off of a plate or a bowl or some type of
It's very literal for you, right?
right. Well, I mean, you don't eat off of a pyramid.
No, that's true.
True.
I've never eaten off a pyramid before.
Might have to try that.
It might be hard if it's sliding down.
Yeah. Well, I won't get into how the Egyptians built the pyramids, but I don't think it would slide down because there's like steps, aren't there?
But are you putting it on the pyramid?
I don't know. I'll eat off the plate.
Yeah.
I'll just go
Plate
with that.
makes more sense. We get that one better.
Right. Right.
So do you have any like memorable stories, or what has been your biggest success story so far?
Got to think on that.
Well, I guess, do we even ask? So how long have you been doing your freelance dietitian thing?
A year last month.
Okay. So it's still pretty new.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before getting into the dietitian? Running on the treadmill during snowpocalypse.
Yes.
Like 5 years.
Preparing to become a dietitian, because with that, I just want to clarify the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist,
Okay.
because that
please
is one
do,
thing that
yeah.
really gets me. Actually, 2 things. There's no C in dietitian. A lot of people spell it that way. I used to when I was first learning.
There's no C in diet. How do you spell? Where would you put the C?
TIAN. Diet. TIAN.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dietitian. You just pronounce a C that isn't there.
So nutritionists don't really need any kind of certifications. They can pretty much call themselves that.
So I could be one.
You could. If you read a book on nutrition and
I mean, I've read some blog posts. I could probably do nutritionist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read something, a guy got his dog certified.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like you, not to change subjects, but like you can be ordained. Pretty much anyone can get ordained to like marry people.
But I think
Yeah.
don't you have to be certified or something?
No, I mean you have to like.
Isn't the
Say-
certification like, yeah, I'll do it, and that's about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but a dietitian is different.
Yeah. So you need a bachelor's degree. Depending on what you do after that, it could be related to nutrition. It doesn't have to be, but you do have to take at some point didactic classes that are specific for nutrition. And after that, you do a 1,200-hour internship. And so I did that with a combined master's. Took about a year over in Birmingham. It was a lot of fun because you're in a group of like 20 people going through the same thing, all going crazy together. And then after that, you take the registered dietitian exam, which is so nerve-wracking. I wanted to cry because it was very difficult.
Do you have to like prepare meals for people or like tell them like, you know, so-and-so is, I don't, like what is nerve-wracking about it?
So-and-so likes potatoes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Because the test, I had a question. I think it was related to potatoes. Actually,
Oh.
yes. And the next question was use this formula to create a tube feeding regimen for somebody.
Oh.
So it's just so
That went 0 to 60
random.
real quick.
Yeah, it's intense.
Formulas.
Way
I
to
don't-
bring it up, Kathleen.
I don't do well with formulas.
There's a lot of it. And then once you pass the exam, then you have to stay current with continuing education and get so many hours per year.
So I guess like backing up, this probably should have been the first question to ask. What is the definition of a dietitian?
Yes. A registered dietitian is somebody who is qualified and backs all of their recommendations on research to help you make healthy lifestyle changes, whether that's to eat better, be more active, even self-care is really trending nowadays.
So it's not just the food that you're putting into your body, but just taking care of yourself as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole.
The whole person, yeah.
When I was in school, I learned pretty abruptly that it's not just food. It's also about being a leader, being able to manage budgets. Because if you were to work in food service, being able to decipher trends in research. So it's a lot.
Formulas.
Yes. TPN.
Yeah. So do you work mostly with individuals or will you contract with like companies like you were you worked with the school and whatnot, so I'm sure that's a little bit different than, you know, working with an individual. But how do you kind of like go about like finding the people to dietitian?
Yeah, how do you find your clients?
Yeah. To work, the people you work with.
Several different ways. Some of it has been just through contacts, like the Kennesaw cooking demos. I was a student assistant there 5 years ago, so I kept in contact with them. And then the nursing home was just a LinkedIn job. The athlete and law firm, they're kind of from the same job. I knew that director from the past. And then there's also a thing called Upwork. You guys heard of it? Yeah, so it's a freelancing website.
Okay.
I've done a little bit with them, mostly just like if somebody has a nutrition curriculum that they are working on, maybe just review it, get some feedback.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess switching gears a little bit from the dietitian, you're also a Atlanta Track Club ambassador. That's correct?
I am.
So what does that entail?
So this is my second year as an ambassador, and with that, we promote the club to grow membership, but also to promote their mission of community, competition, and camaraderie, because it's the second largest running club in the country, and we also host the Peachtree Road Race.
I'm a member of the Atlanta Track
Oh,
Club.
you are?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fantastic.
Because you get automatic entry into the Peachtree
Yes.
when you become a member. So,
Yes.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not missing that.
Are you running it this year?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I don't really run. It's like a walk, jog,
You show
You're
up.
still out there.
like hop around people type deal.
Mm-hmm.
But last year I had my best personal record. So
Fantastic.
maybe this year I'll do even better. Probably not, but there we go.
And
Well,
this
not
year's
with
the
that
50th.
attitude.
Yeah, definitely not with that attitude. No, that mindset. Nope.
Yes.
Do you do the Peachtree?
I have done it 3 times.
Okay, cool.
So much fun. This year's going to be the 50th.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
And let me backtrack and say that it is the AJC Peachtree Road Race.
Ah.
Gotta make sure I use the proper name since
Sure.
I am an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with promoting it. So at some of the big races, we'll be there, just answering people questions, telling them the benefits of being part of the club, and also sometimes health fairs. Like I did one at Delta's Wellness Center last year. which was a lot of fun because a lot of people think it's just for runners, like really intense runners. But as long as you are out there, you're walking, we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Do you go to the health expo before the Peachtree?
Yeah.
I love the health expo. That's so much fun, even for people who aren't doing the Peachtree. It's just cool to see all the different products, and everybody's really hyped up. It's where you pick up
So
your
big.
number
Oh.
before you run.
Okay.
Haven't you done the Peachtree?
I've never done the peach tree.
Really?
I've done the Thanksgiving half,
Yeah, it's a little more intense. That is.
I
It's
guess.
a half marathon?
But the peach tree is in July. So
Yeah,
it's
July 4th.
real hot.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
You
Truth.
by the end, you just cross the line and it's all good.
Yeah.
Forget about it until next year and you're like, dang it.
Yeah.
Why did I do this again?
Have you ever heard of the Peachtree Road Rage?
No, but I've probably had it.
So
Does that involve drinking?
it does not. It's
Oh.
running, but instead of like the road race with 60,000 people, the day before, 60 people do the same race on an unclosed course
Oh.
for a peach.
Oh.
For a peach?
For a peach. That is their reward.
Is it an official race or is it just kind of like a.
I don't think so. My brother-in-law has done it, and you get a race number,
Hmm.
but there is no like security or safety measures.
Yeah.
Somebody just print it off at home. Yeah.
Sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
It does.
Yeah.
We get a peach at the end after the t-shirt, then my mom and I always try to find the peach. We like to take like boomerangs of us like eating the peach and stuff, and it's the best part besides the t-shirt and not dying.
Have you ever seen the guy dressed as a peach there?
No, I have not.
He's like 7 feet tall, dressed as a peach.
Does he have red hair?
He has a hat.
No. Is it red?
Yes.
Cool.
I'll look for him next time.
Yeah. Well, and you're coming up on a pretty big milestone. So you do a lot of other races, right?
I do.
Other than just the
Peach tree.
peach tree. And so number 100,
It's coming up.
it's coming up
Yes.
in Boston?
Baltimore. Well,
Baltimore.
DC.
Right. Same area. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at my race calendar, realized I have 6 of them in a row.
Six
Like
races?
6 weeks in a row. Yeah, so I feel bad for my husband, but
Holy cow.
I'm very thankful that he's my supporter and
Yeah.
drives me to a lot of them, picks me up.
Are you driving to Baltimore?
Flying.
Flying.
Yeah.
It's probably better.
He's gonna drive her, drop her off, let her run, and then come back and pick her up.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, I have the Road to Gold 8.2 miler. It's a test event for the 2020 Olympic trials for the marathon.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to go to the Olympics?
Are you trying to go to the
wish.
Olympics?
It's a test event for like the Olympians who want to be there, but they're
Oh.
opening it up to the public.
To the
So you-
peasants.
Yeah, I will never be an Olympian.
You just need to beat them out. It can't be that hard, right?
Yeah. They
Just-
only do it in like 25 minutes, but no biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then the week after that is the Rock and Roll DC half marathon.
Oh,
I'm excited.
nice.
Have you ever done the Boston half marathon, or is it the Boston Marathon?
Boston
Right,
Marathon.
yeah.
Have you ever done that one?
I have not, but my boss with Train ATL has done it a couple times. He's crazy fast.
Jeez. Have you ever done a marathon or a half marathon?
I've done halves before.
How much is half? 13?
13.1.
13.1.
Nope. I already die with 6.2, so I'm good, thanks.
Do you train pretty much regularly throughout the year, like preparing for these races?
On your treadmill?
Yes and no. Usually I run about 3 miles at a time, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But if I'm training, then it's normally 3 miles twice a week. And then on Saturday or Sunday is a long run, just building up to that. Usually about 10 miles is good.
Sure. Yeah,
I can't imagine.
it's a lot.
Yeah. There are several points in the race that I hate it. And yet I
Yeah.
still sign up for them.
Yeah. I get that.
It's a thing.
And now to switch subjects completely. I also have written down that you're a peanut butter enthusiast.
Yes, I am.
So what does I call myself a pizza enthusiast, and I know what that means. I just eat a lot of pizza. So is that similar to a peanut butter enthusiast?
I would say so. I eat a lot of it. I eat a lot of brands of it.
Do you have a favorite brand?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It is the Jif Natural Honey Crunchy, and I discovered that all of my husband's side of the family knows that now
Yeah.
because his cousin was at a store and saw it there and called me and she's like, "Is this the right one?" And his dad would always look around at the store to see if they would have it because you can never find it anymore.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
I
So
feel
say
like
it
I've
won't.
seen it. It looks good.
It's the Jif Honey Crunchy
Yeah, natural.
Natural.
Yes.
I'm not a.
It sounds good. I like crunchy. You like creamy?
I like creamy
Why?
because I don't like
The crunch.
the crunch. Yeah.
more
Creamy
substance.
peanut butter's so boring.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's just there.
plain. Yeah, but crunchy, like you got a little going on. It has some pizzazz. You know, it's like if there were like sprinkles or glitter in it. That's like the crunchy bits.
I guess. I don't know. I just like the versatility of the creamy that you can put it on. I mean, I'm sure you could put crunchy on anything.
Yeah.
Growing up, I never liked peanuts.
Oh, okay.
I liked peanut butter. I just didn't like the texture of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of carried over. And now that I've been eating creamy for all my life, it's kind of hard to go to the crunchy. Actually, I did buy crunchy one time and I ate it.
Was it an accident?
It was an accident. I didn't know that I was buying
But you still
crunchy.
ate it because you were like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
That's how I
That-
felt about creamy. or
That,
they
that
only
was a
had
great
it.
story, wasn't it?
It was.
As are most of my stories.
What about, have you ever had PB or PB2 powdered peanut butter?
I have.
Powdered?
Yeah, it's powdered and then you add water and mix it and it's creamy by
yeah.
nature, which I don't like. But besides it, I like that.
So a few years ago, I was eating that pretty regularly and I got annoyed that it was creamy. So I would try putting peanuts on top of it. It was just not the
Didn't work.
same.
Yeah.
It was sad.
I'm just confused. So it's just a powder that turns into
So-
a paste?
It's powder without the oil that's in peanut butter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so you add your own water. So it's like,
Could you do it with milk?
I mean,
I've
guess
done that
Or would
before.
you not want to?
It's better in smoothies to get the
Yeah.
peanut butter taste.
I put it in like protein drinks and just like a little scoop to flavor it.
Well, that's like Campbell's soup. You can, like, tomato soup,
Oh, water or milk.
water or milk.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't know if it was the same thing.
I guess I don't like milk, so that's why I've never tried it.
I don't know that I have a preferred brand of peanut butter,
Missing out.
I guess. I need to pick one. Peter Pan.
I have this
That's a good one.
I have this picture that I keep tagging Jif in on Instagram
hmm
because my husband took my graduation photos a couple years ago. So we're just goofing around in my apartment and I took a jar of the peanut butter and held it up and was like, "This is what got me through college." They haven't taken notice of it yet.
Just got to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
So you keep mentioning your husband.
Yes.
And another one of my notes says you had a coffee themed wedding.
We did.
So
Oh, that's cool.
So y'all
Y'all.
are big into coffee.
We are. We actually got some of our engagement photos at Cafe Intermezzo.
Oh,
That's a good place to do it, though. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. And it was super cold, so there was nobody on the patio. It was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of our dates when we were first getting to know each other were at coffee shops. And for the wedding, we had a coffee bar, coffee mugs as the favor, chocolate covered espresso beans with the favor. And then I'm not into flowers. So our centerpieces were like candles with coffee beans around them.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a lot of fun. And we still have leftover espresso beans from it.
wow.
When did you get married?
October 28th.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So kind of recently, yeah.
It'll be 4 months tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Did you also have alcohol at the wedding, or was it just
we
coffee?
did not. It's just coffee.
Wow.
You didn't have, what's it called, a White Russian? Or no,
That's
milk.
Kahlua.
What's the coffee?
The Irish coffee?
Yeah.
Not unless somebody snuck in their own alcohol.
So everyone was just like very caffeinated and dancing
Yeah.
all night.
Was it
Just
like a morning wedding or a brunch wedding?
It was early evening
Okay.
and a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Like a normal wedding time.
Yeah. I'm just thinking the coffee. Like drinking coffee.
Well, I mean, you can drink coffee when it doesn't just need to be in the morning.
It was decaf too.
Oh,
okay.
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, so everyone was like falling asleep then. Well, I guess
You
you're
start
not
out
gonna.
you start out with the decaf
Yeah.
and you keep on dancing and then you get the regular one. So you
Yeah.
got the energy.
So Danielle, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, how do they do that? If they were interested in some dietitian needs,
Yeah.
dieting needs,
Diet.
Nutrition needs?
there you
Nutrition
go.
needs, yeah.
Yeah. So they could email me at dcr4567@gmail.com. I do have the ability to meet with clients one-on-one. And also I'm on Instagram as traveling_nutrition.
Okay.
Great.
Well, we're not done with the show just yet, but I did want to get that information out before we move to the next part of our show. This one, the return of Food Fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's our trivia portion of the show where we have some food-related trivia questions, and it's going to pit Kathleen against Danielle and see who knows more useless information.
If it's any formulas, it's not me.
Yeah. And this one I formulated specifically for a nutritional type show.
Awesome.
So we're going to play 3 rounds. Rounds 1 and 2, we're going to play the same. So you're going to have 1, 3, 5, and 7 points that you can wager each once per round. 4 questions. So round 1 and 2 played the same. And then round 3, there's going to be 10 questions, and you're just going to see how many you know. We'll get to round 3 in a second.
Okay.
So let's start with round number 1. And this one is all about hot dogs, the most nutritional
Great.
item out there.
I love hot dogs.
Don't worry, it's multiple choice.
Perfect.
So, okay, question number 1. Sausage, the hot dog's humble, I don't even know what this word is, progenitor? Progenitor? So, sausage, it's basically a hot dog, I think is what it's trying
like
to
their
say.
cousin, yeah.
Okay, let me start this one over again. Question number 1. Sausage traces its roots back centuries and appears in what ancient classic? Is it the Old Testament, Homer's The Odyssey, the Epic of Gilgamesh, or Sun Tzu's The Art of War? I'm giving you multiple choices, trying to make it easier on you.
All right.
So, Old Testament, The Odyssey, Epic of Gilgamesh, or The Art of War?
I'm going to do 1 point
Okay.
for B. The Odyssey.
Okay.
I'm going to do 1 point for C.
For the Epic of Gilgamesh,
Yes.
the correct answer is Homer's Odyssey.
Woo!
Kathleen
job.
gets 1 point.
Thanks. I was supposed to read that in high school. I didn't, so...
There were so many books I was supposed to read in high school that I just didn't.
Yeah. But at least it looks like I did, because I knew that.
You
Paid
knew
off.
that they had sausage.
Sure. Why not?
Now I want to know the context of that.
Yeah, right?
Got to reread it.
Yeah, I guess.
Spark notes it again.
Yeah. Google the Odyssey sausage.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. The National Hot Dog and Sausage Council has firm beliefs about condiments. What does the council advise about ketchup? Is it A, you should stop putting it on your hot dog after you turn 18? B, it should never be mixed with mustard? C, it should only be homemade? Or D, it should be spread on the bottom of the bun underneath the hot dog?
I figured there was going to be an answer to not even use it at all.
Yeah, me too.
If you're in Chicago,
Yeah.
hopefully that's not one of my questions. It isn't. Do you want me to give you the options again?
Don't you go first?
Yeah. Does anyone call you D?
No.
My sister's name
If
is
you want to, you can.
my sister's name is Danielle, and I call her D. That just stems from growing up. I
Being
could never
little.
pronounce.
Yeah.
I could never pronounce Danielle. So I keep like, oh,
If you do, I'll respond.
okay.
I guess 3 for they shouldn't be mixed.
It shouldn't be mixed. Okay.
I'm going to do 3 for D. It should be on the bottom.
The correct answer is you should stop putting it on your hot dog
At
after you turn 18.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
That's dumb.
I guess when you turn
18.
18, like you're not a kid anymore. Like when I was a kid, you're a kid and you eat hot dogs with
Yeah.
ketchup.
Yeah.
And then you grow up and your palate matures and you need to stop using that stuff.
I guess.
I call BS.
My grandpa used to always say ketchup was an insult to the chef.
Yeah? Because it's too sugary?
Mass whatever flavor
Yeah.
there is.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess I could see that answer.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 3. On average, how many hot dogs do Americans consume between Memorial Day and Labor Day each year? 7 billion, 100 million, 2 billion, or 13 billion?
I'm gonna do 5 points.
Okay.
Can you say the numbers again, please?
7 billion, 100 million, 2 billion, or 13 billion?
7 billion.
Okay.
I'll go 5 for 2 billion.
It was 7 billion.
Woo!
Jeez.
I figured since you had a lot of billions in there, it was one of the billions.
Yeah. Kathleen, you know a lot about hot dogs.
For someone who doesn't eat them.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 4. When Nathan Handwerker opened his famous Coney Island stand in 1916, how much did he charge for a hot dog? Was it 10 cents, 2 cents, 50 cents, or 5 cents?
Oh, we both have 7 points left,
Yeah.
right? Oh, geez.
I'm going to say 5 cents.
Okay.
In 1916,
1916.
I'm between 2 cents and 5 cents. I'm also going to say 5 cents.
It was 5 cents.
Yes.
Woo!
I figured a nickel, you know.
Yeah.
If they had nickels.
That
back
is how
then.
much a nickel is worth.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew that.
Okay, so at the end of round 1, the score is Danielle has 7. Kathleen, who is the hot dog expert, only got one question wrong, and
I'm a
that
good
one
guesser.
has 13. So we're going to
Nice.
move on to round number 2, points reset. You got 1, 3, 5, and 7 all over again. And this one's a little bit different, but kind of the same. It's about cheeseburgers,
Okay.
which, I mean,
Cheeseburgers, awesome. More meat.
yeah, cheeseburgers and hot dogs, pretty much very nutritious.
American.
Yeah, very American.
Uh-huh.
Moderation.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you can eat cheeseburgers.
Sure.
Okay. Can you eat hot dogs?
Sure.
Okay.
You should get like
Moderation.
50 in one sitting.
Yes.
Well, there
Don't do
was a
that.
question I was going to do about Joey Chestnut, who's the
Hot dog eating champion.
yeah, because they do it at Coney Island.
Mm-hmm.
The last question there. On 4th of July, they have the hot dog eating contest, and you eat like 70 something.
Yeah. It's gross.
Real gross.
Just imagine doing the peach tree, then doing that.
Barfing.
Yeah. Or doing the hot dog eating contest and then doing the peach
Oh my
tree.
goodness.
Yeah. Vomit
Barfing.
all over the
Yeah,
place.
no.
Okay. So we'll move on to round number 2. Question number 1. This one's all about cheeseburgers. What popular fast food chain released the burger-scented body spray and cologne named, quote, Flame in 2008? Was it McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or Hardee's? I'll let you guys figure out who wants to go first in this round.
Oh, I think is it me?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to do 5 points for Burger King.
Okay.
I want to say it's either Burger King or Hardee's. Guess I'll say 5 for Burger King.
It is Burger King. You guys know your...
Well, flame grilled, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that their
Right.
tagline?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine wearing that, though.
No, it's disgusting.
I don't even remember it being out.
Me neither.
Which was the thing.
Can you imagine like wearing that and then a dog walking by you and being
For
like,
real.
"What is that?"
Or even better, going on a date. Oh, what are you
Oh.
wearing?
And
Flame.
you're at like a sushi restaurant or something, like not a place that sells burgers.
So I feel like if you're a person who would wear Flame by Burger King, you
Yeah.
probably are taking your date to Burger King because you're
True.
that obsessed with it.
That's
True.
gross.
Maybe. I don't know. Question number 2. During World War I, the U.S. government tried to rename hamburgers to this name in an effort to promote patriotism and avoid using the original Germanic name. Did they rename it Liberty Sandwich, Freedom Sandwich, Washington Sandwich, or American Sandwich?
I'm going to say 3 for Washington.
I'm gonna say 3 for freedom.
The answer was Liberty
Oh,
Sandwich.
neither of us knew that. Liberty. Yeah. No.
From my extensive research of Googling this, I don't think they actually ever switched it to Liberty Sandwich. Well, I guess during 9/11, they tried to switch French fries to Freedom Fries.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question number 3. Approximately how many burgers do Americans eat each week?
Each week.
Yeah, so the total number of the annual number of burgers consumed by all Americans is 50 billion. In case you want to try and do the math, I don't even know how many Americans there are. So approximately how many burgers do Americans eat each week? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Billion or million?
No. Each week.
What?
So like each person.
Oh, like a person.
Yeah, sorry. That was an afterthought. So the question, approximately how many burgers do Americans eat each week? And as a qualifier, 50 billion burgers are eaten annually.
Oh, and so what does that boil down to? Okay.
Yeah. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4 per week per American? I don't know who's up.
I don't know either.
You can go.
That's me. Let's do 1 point for 2.
Okay. That's an answer.
That is.
What point options do I have left?
1 and 7.
I guess I'll do 1
Okay.
for 2.
The correct answer is 3.
Dang.
America.
I was debating between 2 and 3.
Dang, that's a lot.
American.
That's a lot of burgers.
It's a lot of burgers. Okay, last question for round number 2. According to the song Cheeseburger in Paradise,
Yes, I'm here for this.
how does Jimmy Buffett prefer his burger cooked? Well done, medium well, rare, or medium rare? Kathleen, I thought you were going to
I'm
be all
singing
over
the song
this.
in my head. I'm singing it in my head. It's not my turn.
Oh, you don't want to unveil because you think you're going to have it.
No, I can only remember Cheeseburger in Paradise.
That is the song.
That's all I can think of in my head. I can't think of and where he's like potatoes. And...
Yes, that's how the song goes.
Okay.
Cheeseburger in paradise, potatoes. Cheeseburger in paradise, margarita.
So we both have 7 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're eating a burger that's medium rare, I'm concerned. So I'm going to say, was well one of the options?
Well done is one
I'll
of the
say
options.
well.
What are
Okay.
the options again?
Well done, medium well, rare, or medium rare.
I'm going to do the second one.
Medium well.
Sure.
We should be concerned for Jimmy Buffett's health because it is medium rare.
Oh.
Yeah, the lyric is medium rare with mustard, be nice. Heaven on earth with an onion slice. I'm just a cheeseburger in paradise.
Right. I don't think I got to that part of the song.
And the other part, lettuce, tomato, Heinz 57, and French fried potatoes.
That's where I
Yeah.
was singing in my head.
Big kosher pickle and a cold draft beer.
I just like the French fried potatoes part.
That is a good part.
Now I'm going to go listen to the song when I leave.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've ever listened to it all the way through.
Really?
I don't
love Jimmy
believe
Buffett.
so. I got to do some math here. What's 7 plus 5? 12?
12.
Thank you.
I
Okay.
think Kathleen won.
So, well, no, we have one more
Yeah,
round
one more.
still.
That's right.
So at the end of round 2, the score is Danielle, you have 12, and Kathleen has 18. But it's still anybody's game, and I'm going to need some pens because I forgot to bring them in, and also some paper. Yeah, sorry, unprepared. I mean, I have paper. I just need pens or a pen.
Okay, cool.
That's so fun.
Pens for each person.
Or here, Daniel, you can use that.
You still have pens?
Oh, actually, yeah, I do.
You can give them back to that one.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm not like throwing them at you.
Thank you.
You literally were
I
throwing
literally
it.
tossed them.
You literally
It was
went,
an
here,
under-
take
it was
your
an
pen.
underhand toss.
All right, I'm ready.
The utmost level of organization.
Jimmy Buffett's top 10 songs.
No,
jeez.
no.
I
So
wish.
we did hot dogs and burgers for rounds 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
So now we need something to wash all of that down.
Soda.
It is soda
Coke.
for round number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for 10 total answers. You don't get penalized for an incorrect guess, but for every correct guess, you will get 3 points. So it's still anybody's game
Yeah.
for round number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to worldstopmost.com, what are the top 10 best-selling soft drink brands in the world? And as a hint, diet sodas do count as a different brand.
So
I have a
are we saying
question.
brands like Coke has all those different kinds?
Or are you saying like Coca-Cola, Sprite, Diet Coke?
Yeah,
Those would be 3 separate answers. So
Correct.
not just Coca-Cola.
correct.
So it's like
Okay.
types, not really brands.
Yeah, I mean, they phrased it as brands, but yeah, you're right. Different types.
Okay.
Okay.
Because when you said the diet, I'm like, that there's everything else. Okay.
So 10 total. And I'll give you guys a second to compile your answers. Oh, excuse me. I did not have Loyal Q today for lunch. I didn't.
Oh.
Generally, I have been, but refrained today. What?
I'm out of sodas.
There's more than 10 in the world.
Yeah, but I don't drink it.
Is it really that hard?
I had one and I forgot what I was going to write.
Have you guys been to Coke World?
Yes.
And you like go through that room with all the Cokes from around the world, and they're disgusting. Like the one, I think there's some from Africa that are real gross.
Yeah.
And it's probably because they don't use corn syrup. It's probably, well, I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But whatever sweetener they use, or just the flavors.
I need one more.
So you have 9.
I do have 9. Wow, this is difficult.
Should put a time limit on this.
You really should.
One more.
Play Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Well, he drinks beer in that one.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying because it's gonna give you the answers. I'm just saying we talked about it in round number 2.
This should not be this difficult. Just one more. Sure. I just threw a die in front of one. Yeah. We called it a day.
All right, so you guys have compiled your lists.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'll have each of you read off your list, and then I'll read off the correct answers, and then I'll give you guys the point total at the end of it. So
Okay.
let's go, Danielle, since we'll have you go first.
Okay, I got Coke,
Okay,
Diet Coke,
okay,
Sprite,
okay,
Dr. Pepper,
okay,
Fanta,
okay,
Boylan's.
okay. What is Boylan's?
It's like a craft soda.
Oh, okay.
Diet Sprite, Mountain Dew,
Okay. Sorry.
Diet Mountain Dew, because Lana Del Rey has a song called that.
Does she?
She does.
Huh.
And Sunkissed.
Okay. Kathleen?
Coke.
Okay.
Diet Coke.
Okay.
Sprite.
Okay.
3 for 3 right now.
Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
4 for 4.
I also had Fanta, but it was down on the list. So Fanta, Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, root beer, Barks. I don't know if I need a specific.
You would need a specific one.
Barks?
Okay.
I couldn't think of the other one.
There's A and W.
Oh, I thought of that as soon as I said that. Fanta, I think I already said, and Diet Mountain Dew, which I think I already said. Do you want me to do it again?
Go over it again.
Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Barks, Fanta, Diet Mountain Dew.
I can't believe I forgot about Pepsi.
I
Okay.
hated writing it. So.
So hold on, let me tally this up.
And don't they have like the Pepsi equivalent of Coke stuff too? So it's like they each have like a version of Sprite, and they each have their own root
Sierra
beer
Mist.
Yeah.
syrup. That's the one I couldn't think of it.
7 Up.
Oh, 7-Up.
That's another brand.
Mathing.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. Is this fun for you, Daniel?
Great.
Great content.
Yeah.
Mathing.
Well, I mean, it should be easy because there's just big chunks of time when there's nothing going on. Okay, sorry. So, so the correct list from 1 to 10. Number 1 is Coca-Cola Classic.
Wow.
Number 2 is Diet Coke. 3 is Pepsi. 4 is Mountain Dew. 5 is Dr. Pepper. 6 is Sprite. 7 is Diet Pepsi.
Disgusting.
8 is Diet Mountain Dew. Number 9 is Fanta. And number 10 is Diet Dr. Pepper.
So no root beer.
No root beer, yeah. So I was just throwing you off
Yeah.
with all that. So Danielle, you got 7 correct for 21 points for a total score of 33. Kathleen, who says she doesn't know a lot about soda, even though she got 9 correct.
I also don't know a lot about hot dogs and hamburgers,
Yeah.
but joke was on you.
Yeah, so you got 27 points, so a total of 45. So Kathleen is
Yay.
the big winner today.
Very nice.
In Food Fight, knows all about the soda and hot dogs and
I mean, I
burgers.
literally was just like Coke, Diet Coke. Like, let me put diet in front of the word too.
And it worked out. So,
Thank you.
Pepsi.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Pepsi, yeah, I know.
yeah. Well, Danielle, thank you again for joining us today on Lunch Break.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you and learning more about how to eat better and whatnot.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And so for all of you listening, be sure to subscribe to the show. Check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram.
lunchbreak_GA, and then on Instagram, lunchbreak_podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Search Lunch Break Podcast and watch all of the fun in a video format instead of an audio format.
Yeah.
If you like what you hear, email us, lunchbreak at appmediagroup.com. Again, thanks everyone for listening.
And
Stay hungry.
That episode was tasty.